Another Tales game is entering the fray. How does it fare? Well, I guess we shall find out soon.
Why are you holding back?
You noticed. Well done. You pass.
In Tales of Berseria, you follow the story of Velvet, whose sole purpose is to get revenge for the death of her brother. But she isn't alone on her journey for revenge. Those who occupy Velvet is also on their own journeys. They are the swordsman Rokuro, the soft-spoken Laphicet, the sarcastic witch Magilu, and the pirate Aizen. Each character brings something to the table, and an end means to why they are following Velvet on her quest for revenge. As you play more and more of the game, you dive deeper into the characters. Sometimes, walking around the map, you are prompted with a chance to listen to what the characters are thinking during that moment. It's a great chance to learn more about each character, but you can totally skip it if you don't want to listen to it. But why would you? Because you would miss the totally awesome character of Magilu, whom is my personal favorite character from the game, and every time she's on the screen talking or acting, she cracks me the heck up. One thing I have to note about the story is that I like how Velvet and her crew are the bad guys of the game, which is a different take, which a lot of JRPGs usually make the player as a good guy who can do no wrong and always out for justice.
He's an odd demon. If things settle down, we'll miss our window. Hurry!
Location-wise, Velvet and her crew will be traversing through the kingdom of Midgard. I love the fact that the locations that they visited were very varied. You travel through snowy areas, castles, beaches, dungeons, and more. The only real problem that bothers me is the maps are big but very empty. Tales of Berseria's map is a tad bit smaller than the maps from Tales of Zestiria, but the map still felt empty, with not much going on in those maps other than going from one zone to another. The enemy placements on these maps were also a little bit predictable. Enemies are usually located in bigger sections of the map, while narrow halls or hallways are empty. I think if they were to keep going with the bigger set of maps, they should try and use the random encounter system instead of having enemies on the map, which can cut down the predictable enemy placements. While enemies roam the map, there are also treasure chests that are spread throughout the maps, which gets you to do a little bit of hunting, but most of the time they contain usable items that you might already have. There are also these orbs called cat souls, which you can collect and is used when you reach upon a cat's chest. Within these cat's chests, it contains a hidden cat, which will either give you accessories to dress up your character, or you are given nothing. It sucks when you are given nothing since you have to collect quite a lot of cat souls to open these chests, but luckily cat souls respawns when you re-enter an area.
You hurt my dear Oscar. You will pay for that. Slowly.
The main bulk of the game comes from being in battle, so having a pretty good battle system really helps out the game. Tales of Berseria is an action RPG game, and when in battle, you move around the map at your leisure. You have up to 4 characters in battle and can swap between them as much as you like, while the rest of the characters that are not in your lineup can be swapped in and out, but at a cost. Unlike the older Tales games, Berseria changes up the way your characters attacks. Instead of regular attacks and art attacks being mapped out to one button, now it's just a art attack that is used on all of the face buttons. The coolest part about the change is now that you have a combo chain going. You can either go with hitting the same buttons 4 times, or you can mix up your combos by hitting the different face buttons. Each face button is assigned by you in your arts menu, and picking the right combo will go a long ways for helping you in a battle. With this setup, it makes doing your combos much easier and flashier, which helps a lot with the flow of the battle. Now, the downside to this is that it makes battles super easy, which you can pretty much mash buttons to win. Heck, even on a higher difficulty, battles are still pretty easy. Another addition to the battle system is the break souls. Hitting or holding R2 will let you use a character's break soul, and each character has their own soul, like Velvet using her left arm to devour stats from enemies to boost herself, or Aizen dive bombing his enemies. With a change to the battle system, I gotta say that Tales of Berseria's combat is one of my favorites Tales battle systems since Tales of Grace. Now, everything I said sounds pretty good, right? Well, in practice, yes, but they just keep throwing more and more battle mechanics at you, which can cause you a bit of information overload. At the end, you just end up sticking with the combos you know.
Your feelings to control the tide of battle.
More of your vaunted reason.
While not in battle or continuing the story, you can enjoy some off time with a few different side activities. One of these more persistent side activities that opens up early in the game is the expedition. With expedition, you can send one of your ships to a continent and they will automatically explore the unknown lands for you. Well, it usually takes up to about 30 minutes real time to complete, and when that task is finished, they will usually come back with materials, recipes, or treasures. Unfortunately, you have no control on what they should do, and the only thing is to send them and then wait for 30 minutes to see what they're bringing back to you. Other activities is a card game you can play. You can also fight a dummy to see how much damage you cause, and you can also pop balloons. With all these three, you will be rewarded with Tails coins, which can be traded in for accessories for your characters. And yes, you can dress up all your characters with special items that you find during the playthrough of the game. Graphically, the game gets the job done. It's not gonna wow you with its graphics, but at least the game looks consistent with its anime art. Oh, and a lot of this game's enemy assets are the same as one of the earlier Tales games. I wonder which one it is. But one thing to note is that the game does run at 60 frames per second, which gives it a different feel from the rest of the Tales games. Hopefully they stick with the 60 FPS in future Tales games. Soundtrack wise, it does a decent job. Nothing really stands out from the soundtrack, but there is that one tune that had me whistling every time I came back to the area.
It'll be me.
A Moloch?
So in the end, I'm giving Tales of Berseria on the PlayStation 4 an 8 out of 10. Hopefully everyone enjoyed my review of Tales of Berseria on the PlayStation 4. Don't forget to come back next time, and hopefully everyone has a great day. This is Omegabalmung, and I am signing out for today. Peace out.